Why, hello there. My name is Jimminy Bitbob, and I'm here to give y'all advice on what to do to stay busy during the summer months. And I'm going to be doing this little series here on the YouTube to try and give y'all advice on new things to try and do during summer to keep yourself busy, because there's so many things going on that, it's hard to keep track of everything that's worth doing. That's what I always say. Okay, so first of all, my first thing that you want to do is fishing because it keeps y'all busy for a whole day. Then you get a nice little meal at the end of it. And that's what I like. I like doing something where you get a meal at the end of it, especially if I can put Worcestershire sauce on it. Okay, so here's my tips for going fishing. Going fishing. These are my tips. These are my tips for going fishing. Okay, number one, get yourself a nice worm. Nice big fat juicy worm still wriggling, because that means it's extra delicious. And you'll want a nice delicious worm, so it's making nice fish delicious. Because you see, a fish that doesn't get a nice worm is disgusting. Once the fish has a nice worm in its mouth when he dies, delicious. That's how it works. And you want him still wriggling and doing a little dance saying, pick me, pick me, pick me, to the fish. So the fish goes, ooh, that looks lovely. Because it's just like when you serve it up on a plate. You got to make sure that worm, it looks delicious, so the fish wants to eat it. Okay, so you got your worm. Now you're going to put it on the hook. Make sure you don't prick your finger, because that'll be nasty, and you could end up with an infection and die. And that's not a good way to spend the summer. So you got the fish on the hook. No, the worm on the hook. There's a little faux pas, my friends in France would say. So then you got to sling the hook into the water. Now, when you're slinging the fishing hook, watch out. It might hit you on the bottom. It's happened to me 3 or 4 dozen times, and it's not nice. I got a whole chunky monkey missing out of my bottom now because I swung my hook so many times it's lodged into my bottom. I got a whole chunk missing, and that's not nice. My wife says, Jimminy Bitbob, why y'all got a big chunk missing out of your bottom? I said, Mrs. Bitbob, you know I been fishing. Okay, so now make sure the hook goes in the water. Now, when you're reeling in a fish, make sure that's when you feel the kicks. If it's silent, you know there's no fish around. So when there's a nice little kick in the current, a nice little ripple, you feel the tugging. You feel someone tugging on your rod. If someone's tugging on your rod, you know it's time to reel it in. Okay? If there's no tug, if there's no little ruckus going on down there, you ain't got no fish. Don't reel in too quickly, because then you got to sling it back in. Probably jab yourself on the bottom again. Okay. So when you feel someone tugging on your rod, you got to reel them in. Now, when you reel in quickly. Because otherwise, you're giving more chance for the fish to escape. Reel in quickly. Now, you got your fish. Take it off the hook. Don't snag your finger again, remember? Because then you might die. That ain't good. Then you don't even get a chance to taste your yummy fish. Okay, now you got to put the fish to sleep. And I'm not going to tell you how to do that because quite frankly, it could give you nightmares. So I'll let you figure that one on your own. Okay, so now you brought your fish back to your home with your wife, Mrs. Bitbob, and all your little mini Bitbobs, and you put it on the barbecue. And now I recommend using some lemon, some rosemary, some Worcestershire sauce to make your fish all nice and delicious. So, if you follow all my steps that I laid out in this video, that should hopefully keep y'all busy for a whole day. Now, you could do that a couple of times a week, couple of times a month. That'll keep y'all busy for maybe a week during the whole summer. That's great. And you get a nice, delicious meal. I hope this video was being helpful. Make sure you come back for another part of how to keep busy this summer with Jimminy Bitbob. Now, thank y'all for tuning in.